Hello, everybody, and welcome to Between Plays Stock Market Strategies. Once again, we have Crypto with Alex. Al, how you doing today, man?
Very good, Al.
So, there's been a lot of stuff going on in the crypto markets, and we've been talking about so many things, recently on what's going on. Maybe we should start out maybe with a little bit of an overview of the market. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think it's important because there's a lot going on. We were during the summertime, and a lot of people know that during the summertime, people are on vacation, and same thing with the stock market. So there's not a lot of movement, and there's not a lot of volume. So sometimes some things can go up when they're not really supposed to go up, just because there's lack of volume. Now we're back in September, and we're getting towards the end of the year. This is when there's activity going on. So let's do a quick review of the market for the week because last
All
time we
right.
spoke was a week ago.
Okay, so here we have of course, the crypto market. Is there anything in particular that you want me to go to? Click on. Let me know.
So I just, when you have a quick overview like that, you can see right away that we are in a bear market just looking at this. Because you have the classic Bitcoin, then Ethereum. That's number one. Number two, it's not going to move anytime soon when you look at the market cap. But when you see three and four so prominent, it's that are stable coins. That's when you know you're in a bear market because people they're putting their money into stable coins. They're not sure what's going on. They're not ready to speculate, and that's pretty much what happens. Tether is number one. Number two, I think USDC is eventually gonna take over. It's going to be the main coin. It's going to take over Tether.
Okay.
But who knows? I mean, I've heard so much Tether FUD in the past that you never know. So quickly, what's really important, I think, is XRP. Obviously, we can see a huge jump during the week. That's obviously because of the court case. Some people are expecting it to end soon. Is it a buy the rumor and then sell the news because they might lose the case? Who knows? You guys should check out the video we did on XRP. Pretty much explains it. If you can scroll down just a bit, Al. Yeah. Okay, you can see there's Uniswap. That's just go down a bit more, please. Yeah, there you go. Uniswap. That's a decentralized exchange. I find it pretty interesting that it's just jumping up so much because exchanges are pretty much what started the bear market. Um, well, helped start the bear market. When all those companies were going bankrupt and they were caught in those Ponzi type of exchanges of moves, I should say. So Uniswap is a decentralized type of exchange. So it's pretty interesting to see that it's gaining traction. And
Okay.
obviously, you're looking at all the stuff that are going up. It's all the mostly stuff that are layer twos of built upon the Ethereum network. And look at Chainlink, you look at the Polygon Matic. So it's all stuff that are really important to prepare, to get informed. As you say, what's the motto of Betweenplays?
Yeah, research, prepare, plan, and then execute on all of that.
So yeah, so it's so important that motto because that's exactly what we have to do right now. We're in a bear market. We have to look what's going on. We have to see where we're at, where we're going. You see, look at crypto.com Kronos there. It's the crypto.com site. That's another exchange. So it's pretty interesting to see that exchanges are gaining back traction. A lot of people were losing faith in them, still lose faith in them. So we'll see what goes on with that. We look at Sandbox, Decentraland. Those are all the metaverse projects out there.
There's some big money going into Decentraland and Sandbox here.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's who
Good
knows
volume.
which one's gonna win, right? Hedera H bar. If you just scrolled, you missed it. That's another one I like. We can talk about it another time. Been
Okay.
watching it for a while. So
Wow,
yeah,
this
so
is
that's pretty much it. So the big question is now is this a bear trap, right? I believe so. I mean, this is just me, right? My opinion, but I think we're in a bear trap because as long as the Fed is hawkish, right? As long as they want to keep augmenting the interest rates, the easy money is going to be harder to get. and easy money, harder to get, equals less money to put into speculative assets, which are cryptocurrencies. And that's pretty much where we are at now.
Okay.
So that's the way I see it in the midterm. Go ahead.
Now,
Not midterm.
I have a
Yeah, go ahead.
question for you, but before that, I would one day really like to be able to do the graph. I mean, I know I've been bugging you
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah, sure.
it, bugging
Yeah.
you about it, but it's I have this deep feeling inside that something might be going on with that one. I don't know. I could be wrong. Whatever. It's just a feeling. Maybe I like the name. I don't think so. I did a little bit of research on it. I
You
did a
like
little bit of
graphs.
research on it, and it's intrigued me. But
Let's do it. Yeah.
stick. What?
Let's do it. Eventually, we're gonna do it. Yeah.
Awesome. But why Bitcoin? That's the main question, right? Because we started talking about why Bitcoin, and in a previous video, and we were into we're talking about XRP and all this kind of stuff. It didn't really we didn't really focus on why Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Why Bitcoin?
So, you and I, we've had a love-hate relationship. You more the hate part on Bitcoin. Because basically, we missed it at the beginning. We
Oh yeah,
looked
I
at
hate
it.
Bitcoin so much because
Yeah,
I had someone tell me about it
yeah, yep,
all the way back then, and
yep,
it was
yep.
peanuts. Peanuts. I could have. Anyways, I want to talk about it.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Yeah, that's well. So that's why the hate part is in, right?
Ugh.
So and same thing here, right? I like the whole idea, the whole 9 yards. But then I thought, what,
But
$200.
but you know what? You know
Go
what?
ahead.
What's really good, and this is what Timothy Sykes, right? I love Timothy Sykes, so I think he's awesome. He likes to tell the truth, and I appreciate him for that. And he likes to educate people. And one big thing that I really like that he teaches is that don't get down on yourself.
No,
Don't get
exactly.
angry. Don't do this.
Past is the past.
Learn from your experience.
Yeah.
And what I do like about learning from the experience is that there's so many other opportunities out there, and not to do it in a heated fashion, because sometimes you put your money in stuff heated because you want to make your money back and whatever, and
Yeah.
boom, you end up losing your money because
Emotions kill you. You're your own enemy.
exactly.
Yeah,
But you know
absolutely.
what? So it's okay. You know what?
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
That's why we do the research, prepare, plan, execute. It all comes from somewhere, right? It
Yeah.
comes from life experiences.
That's right. And not to redo the same thing. I think it was Albert Einstein, the famous quote. He said, definition of stupidity is to redo the same thing with expecting a different outcome.
Oh, there you go. So,
So yeah.
so
So
yeah. So why,
basically,
yeah, why Bitcoin?
so before I start, I have to say I am not a Bitcoin maximalist at all. Okay. I just want to say that out loud.
Okay.
And yeah, so I really liked Ethereum, like I said in the other videos, because it was, the cheapest version of Bitcoin, I thought back then. But you have to adapt, right? Things are changing. Ethereum is younger. We said it before. It's still a child, Ethereum, and age wise. Bitcoin is starting to be a teen. And why Bitcoin right now? Why Bitcoin right now? Because Bitcoin, Ethereum, we talked about it. We can watch the other video, but it's under attack right now, right? It's being tested, right? And Bitcoin was tested in the past for those things, and it passed with flying colors. Okay, I mean, for crying out loud, China tried to ban it or banned it for what X amount of times. I stopped counting. I mean, it's now it's a joke. It's when I see all these videos of Bitcoin gets banned by China. Oh, it's the end of the world. Yeah, okay, whatever. It's been there, tried it, and didn't work. India tried it. Iran tried it. I mean, I'll stop naming them. They all tried it. There's nothing you can do on Bitcoin itself, right? You
That's
can
right.
attack exchanges. You can do this. That's what they're doing, but in itself, there's nothing you can do. And the SEC and Gary Gensler, he basically said in the last week, he talked in front of Congress, in front of the senators, and everything like that. And he literally said it. He said, "Listen, I mean, we're all cryptocurrencies or crypto coins, whatever." But he said cryptocurrencies can be, under the jurisdiction of SEC, right? Except Bitcoin, and that's huge, right? So I have to adapt. I have to say, let put the past in the past and say, maybe I have to, fall in love with Bitcoin again. Don't fall in love with your trade, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I
And
understand.
realize that, listen, right now the safest safest. It's funny to say safe in cryptocurrency, but in crypto market, but the safest one right now is Bitcoin. It always has been, and even more right now,
Yeah,
because Bitcoin has always started the bear market and has always started the bull market. And even so right now, right? Because it has the green light from the SEC. It is now a commodity for them. They
yeah.
didn't officially say it, but he pretty much said it. You know,
No,
that's
that
big.
is big. That is, it is a big thing. It is a big thing. And when you when you get deeper into why Bitcoin, I mean, Bitcoin is decentralized. It's,
Yeah.
like you said,
That's what he said.
it's yeah,
Because it's decentralized.
yeah, and it's out of their, like they've just said, put that on the side when I'm looking at it anymore.
Yeah.
And you know, Bitcoin was created, as a way of facilitating the transaction of money between people outside of the realm of banks and whatever. It's just like as if you and I are standing in front of each other, and I give you money or you give me money. We can transact this globally. Just give each other money. But what's great about it is the fact that there is a ledger, almost like a bank ledger or something that verifies that the
A unit of
transaction
account.
exactly right. And that's what's great about it. So a person could be anywhere in the world, and you can transact with that person anywhere in the world. And now let's let's just take it into, and which is what we had touched up on in that previous video, but we didn't speak about it. Like, let's say like in the Ukraine right now,
Right.
they're in war, a war times. What, the people, you can't go to the bank. Either it's been bombed,
Mm-hmm.
and anyways, banks don't carry big money anymore inside them anyways.
Yep.
They carry just a certain amount based off of historical transactions, and that's the amount of money that they put in the bank in order to transact. But anyone that goes to the bank today and says, here, I don't know, I'm coming from Italy or something like that, and I have 20,000 euros I want to exchange, that you go there on a Wednesday, they probably say, we don't even have that, like we have
Oh,
to order that.
for sure they're going to say that.
Exactly. No, it happened to my cousin.
100%.
It
Yeah.
happened to my cousin. So the
Yeah, it
thing is
happened to me
that,
too.
oh, there you go. So imagine, you go to you're in war times, whatever. On top of it all, in the Ukraine, you can't first of all take out all your money. So someone that's got a boatload of money, they're not getting it out. If they don't, and if they don't have it like digitally accessible, I mean, we're heading into problems now, right? And so I think Bitcoin it becomes a solution for people in hard times, so to speak.
Absolutely. I remember I told you, Bitcoin is digital gold. Sorry,
Yeah.
and you'd say no. There's gold and gold. That's it. There's one form of gold, and you're like, no, 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 forget about it. No, Bitcoin now more than ever is digital gold. Okay,
That's
because
crazy.
what's the point of gold, right? It's the real point of gold is when you lose confidence in the government, right? You turn to gold.
Yeah.
And so you take your gold, you take your bars, and you spread it, you take it out with you to keep your purchasing power, your wealth. Well, Bitcoin, it does it even way better than gold, because you can just put it on a small little USB card. You carry it with you, and let's say you're talking about Ukraine, right? So you have someone from Ukraine and goes to Poland, or goes to a neighboring country, whatnot. That country has internet. Well, they take their card, they put it on an exchange. We're talking about those exchanges not too long ago when we're looking at the overview of the market, and they can transfer their money back eventually to their bank account, right? Once they open a bank account, obviously in that country.
Yeah.
But there's ways to save to protect yourself, right? And Bitcoin is the best one for that because it is viewed by this right now, obviously the strongest country in the world, as being a commodity.
So that's just it, right? So I sort of understand and see where this is going. So what we're trying to do here is and this is not what Bitcoin was in 2012 or 2009 when it came out. I mean, I don't believe that they foresaw, unless they did, unless this was the plan, man, unless this was the plan, that they wanted to even move further away from gold, because they removed the dollar from the gold standard, what, 1971? So
Yep.
they were
Nixon.
Nixon, so 1971. So they were already like, listen, we're moving away from this in 1971.
Yeah.
Now, that was the United States that decided that. Now, I don't believe it's just the president that decided that. I think there's bigger players behind there, people in the
Yeah.
Federal Reserve, other people behind that are making these kinds of decisions, right? Now, the thing is, you know, the the gray men and the cigar smoking men, like in X Files, making all these big decisions. But the thing is that you gotta like, I mean, did they really plan on even moving further away from gold and saying, we're not even going to look at gold in the future as the staple? It's going to be a digital currency called Bitcoin. And gold will just become another mineral out there like all other minerals that play in a certain value, because it just looks like they're just moving further and further away from gold just to allow it just to be another mineral that's on the market like
I,
platinum.
I actually don't agree with you. I really
Okay.
I like gold. I'm not going to be like that in that Austin Powers movies. There, I love gold. There, Gold member, I think his name was, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Joking, digressing, but no, I like gold. I think it's important. I think it has fair value. I don't remember who said it, but they literally higher up member said that I think gold is now back to tier one money. We have to check that out a bit more, but I think it's still viewed by many, like we're looking, talk about Russia. I mean, Russia, China, they've been accumulating a lot of money,
That's my point though,
of
but go
gold,
ahead. Go
because
ahead.
they
That's
see gold as money.
Yeah.
Um, so that I think really, because you have to look at it in the long term. There's cycles within cycles, and there's longer cycles, and there's shorter cycles. And one of the longer ones is the primary source of money. Which currency is the most powerful one? It used to be the pound, and now it's US dollar, but has a certain lifespan, and we're nearing the end of US dollar. So I think some people are preparing out there, some countries are preparing for the after US dollar. What is it going to be? A
But
lot of people think that gold might be part of it, not 100%, but might be part of it. Some people think Bitcoin might actually be um, part of that melting pot of, you know, tier one money.
Well, I know that the gold futures are up today and the stock market's just green everywhere. And the thing back on Russia and China. Okay, we're
Mm-hmm.
talking about them accumulating gold, which they were doing a lot 2016 and whatnot, like
Mm-hmm.
massive amount of buying, right? For gold. And that's what I find is interesting because um they and the United States became a seller. They were becoming a seller, whereas the other countries were becoming massive buyers.
Yeah, in Canada, holy shit, we have no more.
This is my point, right? Why is that? Like, that's what makes me think that there's something going on with Bitcoin more than what's being told out there. Because, like, in the beginning of Bitcoin, it was just supposed to be some kind of digital currency transaction for the nerds,
It
right?
was money. It was supposed to be money. When you look at the white paper, the actual blueprint, if you wish, of the creation of Bitcoin, it was money. That was
Okay,
the
so
point. And I think that's where people were off. They're like, hey, well, no, is it gold? Is it this? Is that? Money in itself, you don't need to have, because some people are saying, well, Bitcoin's no good because it takes so long to transact and whatnot. Well, so does gold, right? Gold, it's long to transport gold,
oh
it's
yeah.
complicated to do exchange with gold. So you can have a coin that's worth, I don't know, 1,000 something bucks, and you want to try to buy, I don't know, groceries with it. It's complicated, it's hard, right? But it's still tier one money, it's still base money. And that's, I think, what Bitcoin is. It doesn't need to be the quickest, it doesn't need to be, it just needs to be a store of value. It has to be the base of something, of the money system. That's what I think Bitcoin is.
Okay, and let's just say, okay, I really don't think so. Like, I'm looking at what's going on in Russia, the Ukraine. I see that the United States is standing up to like any kind of major threats that have to deal with nuclear weapons. that was made by Russia, and then they stepped back a little bit on it, you know. But the thing is that when I'm looking at all these things, and then I don't know what's going on in China, there's like a whole bunch of stuff going on in China. No one even knows what's going, like, you know, there's like something going on over there right now, you know, that we still have to find out what's going on. There's an outcome, something weird is happening.
Yeah.
And then you have, you know, uprisings in Iran and stuff. So there's some destability over there too. The thing is that all, you know, these, you know, these are all part of like the allies of Russia and stuff like that, the BRICS nations and stuff. So I almost see that the USA may be coming out of this on top, this whole Ukraine or everything like that. And so what I'm probably the question I'm going to ask is irrelevant. But let's just say that the, you know, Russia comes out of this and China comes out of this even stronger. Okay, let's just say if they've invested so much money in gold and they don't like stuff like Bitcoin, is there a danger that Bitcoin might be attacked to the point where it's valueless?
Nope.
Oh,
Because they tried it already.
okay.
China tried it a lot, and when you're talking about Russia itself, he's actually pro. They're actually pro Bitcoin. There was
Okay.
the central bank of Russia tried to do something against it, and then the government turned around and go, "Nope, we like it."
It's true. And they did
And
recently want to transact in it.
yeah, and the other thing, people are talking about the ESG thing, with Bitcoin, which is the biggest, asterisk you can put on Bitcoin for because it's, some say that obviously not some say that, obviously it costs a lot of power of energy to create a to mine a Bitcoin. It's another subject. I mean, you can do it with some people like Kevin O'Leary was talking about. Well, we should put wrap some green Bitcoin. Saying, well, this Bitcoin was mined through hydroelectricity and stuff like that. So this one's actually green energy.
It's true. If I
But
mean, look, if you take the fact that even in Quebec,
yeah,
98, 99% of our energy is all from renewable energy.
I think it's 100%. No,
99, I think, but who cares?
okay,
One,
whatever.
for 1%, who's going to argue with that? I mean,
Yeah,
the
there you
numbers
go.
are so amazing, right?
There you
It's
go.
like we're one of the greenest places on the planet when it comes to renewable energy.
Exactly. But when you look at it, the whole world is not Europe and North America,
It's
right?
not.
I don't think so. And especially not for the economy.
Okay.
And so I think, obviously that's another subject, but China keeps on using a lot of coal.
Oh yeah, no, they're
And
still using coal to get to create electric vehicles.
there you go. So yeah, that's the anyways. So a lot of countries they don't really care about the ESG thing. So do you think they're going to care that costs a lot of polluting energy to create a Bitcoin? No, they're really not going to care whatsoever. So they're going to think if ever use case is there and mining is, they're going to say, well, fine, you don't want it, I'll take it. And then
Yeah,
you can have that famous Bitcoin war there thing where everyone fights for the hash war as they call it, where people can, who knows, I mean, Bitcoin started as you said, some guys, with their computers, changing, numbers, and then became, people, a lot of people using it, and then institutions, and now countries. I mean, who knows where it's gonna go, this thing, right? So there's nothing crazy anymore. I mean,
it's only because I got older that um I think not, how can I put that? Not judging anything. Like I don't judge. I try, I really, really, I do my best not to judge anyone. And I mean that's also from, my years in the police force and seeing stuff. And and also my experiences of life, like whether it comes into real estate, whether um it's all about exactly why I made that motto of research, prepare, plan, and execute. Because if you judge too quickly, like I did on Bitcoin in the beginning, this is what happens. I could have bought these things when they were like dirt cheap, and today I'd be sitting on millions, millions. Even if I would have put $1,000 in it, it would have been crazy. So absolutely, we don't know where things are gonna go.
well,
And
I have to say about that, the worst, I think of all the things that you try to get rid of, I think it's ego and greed. are two things that you have to get rid of for life, in general. And there's I don't know if I talked to you about this before, but I think it was um, I forget his name, but the person that's in Berkshire Hathaway with Warren Buffett.
Munger,
Thank you.
Charles.
Thank you. He basically said no, the world is not, the market slash the world is not, it's not based on greed. It's based on envy,
Yeah.
and it's that's a bit what Bitcoin is. The hate part. Oh gosh, I hate it because I wish I would have. I wish of this. I wish of that. I wish I would have bought it back then.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah. Well,
yeah,
the thing is that we can live in the past, but living in the past never, allows you to move forward into the future.
no.
You got to live in the present, and then you got to make the best out of it to prepare for the future. And when the opportunities come, that if you're prepared, well, when those opportunities come knocking at your door, you allow them into your life because of the fact that you have prepared for those events, and that's what's so important. And it's very hard, when I see a young person talking like that, I'm like, wow, you're way ahead of the game, because usually you learn this in life over time, and it comes down to this. We don't really know where the world's going to go, but Bitcoin definitely has its place here. I mean, look, if you would have asked me in 2012 if I ever would have believed that that would have been like one of the tickers on, like, at the top of the stock market, like when you get on Yahoo Finance, I would have said, I would have laughed. I would have said, no, never. It's not going to happen. Are you crazy? But it sits there at the top, right next to gold and all the other ones. And you're just like, when did that happen? To just overnight just happen like that?
It's in the same conversation as Apple and all these major companies. The market cap and
It's insane. It's become so, like you're saying, Bitcoin has the green light.
oh, absolutely. And that's the most important thing. And I think right now, to get prepared and whatnot is right now to buy, to buy a bit in, DCA, as they say, and institutions. That's the next thing. That's what's going to give the fuel for everything else, for the next bull run. Because if you want to go up in price, you have to have more volume. You have to have more money that goes into it, and they have the green light on Bitcoin. It's done deal.
All
The
right.
only thing is you have to clarify the rest. You have to clarify the exchanges. You have to clarify the other market, the crypto market. They say cryptocurrencies. I don't like saying it. Crypto coins. And the thing we didn't touch up on on Ethereum video last time, and is that Ethereum, as I said, is going through what Bitcoin went through, but Ethereum is not 12, 13 years old. Okay, it's a few years old, and it's going to get attacked like Bitcoin did, and it's going to continue until everything is clarified and until it passes the test, and it didn't pass the test yet. So that's why it's a yellow light.
Okay, that's why it's a yellow light.
Is it
And
decentralized? Is it not?
yeah, well, we're gonna find out. And that's also along the lines of XRP, right? I mean, look,
Yeah, obviously that's the biggest one, right?
yeah, and there's a lot of pressure there right now for XRP
It's
to
not the biggest one, but it's the biggest
yeah, no,
test right now.
yeah, exactly. And we'll be finding out, exactly where that stands. And I mean, I've invested in XRP. I mean, I think only the United States, they can't, but the rest of the world um is able to invest in it. And I think that that's where most of the money is right now. It's from the rest of the world, just all seeing and just buying it on this low because the opportunities are there. But I mean, once this ends, and I think the United States is unblocked, um there's a great opportunity that this crypto, goes up.
Yeah,
In my opinion, of course, depending on the outcome, of course, of the court case.
yeah. I think there's that. That's the short term stuff, and then there's the medium term of are we still in the bear market for everything, the everything bear market? Are we? So there's a lot of
It's a lot.
uncertainties. And as I said before, it's all about the Fed.
It's all about the Fed.
It's all about the Fed. Is easy money coming in, or is it not coming in? And if the Fed loses relevance, and China goes up and this and that, and in market economy, and then China decides, well, we're printing a lot of money, right? So the money can come from there. They can buy Bitcoin. It doesn't need to be US.
Yeah. Well, you know what? There is a lot going on. This is definitely not 2003, 2004, 2005. Look, we're in, COVID. COVID is like, will be regarded as the stepping stone of this, whatever. I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it anyways. Klaus Schwab's book, it came out, World Economic Forum, The Great Reset. It talks about COVID in there as being like a stepping stone of like, seeing if we're going to be able to usher in this whole new era. I don't want to use a whole word like new world order, but this whole new era, and seeing where it goes, and like digitization, green is key to all this automation and all this kind of stuff. The only thing that they need to be able to handle is, where is the money going to come from? How are the people going to live? Because kingdoms, they existed about 150 years ago. Kingdoms, the down, like the kingdom of Spain, the kingdom of this, the kingdom of that. I mean, in the 1800s, kingdoms were still around, and the thing is that the peasants would revolt
Yeah, a
when
feudalistic state.
well, yeah, they would revolt because they were poor, and they were,
They didn't
and
own
they would,
anything.
they'd have these walls, right?
They didn't own anything and they weren't happy. That's weird.
But the thing is that now I think what they're trying to do is bringing in this, you won't own anything, but you'll be happy because there's going to be money coming in, like the CRB payments, like those universal payment systems. Even Elon Musk was talking about this, but it can't be something where you're at a baseline of poverty. It's got to be something where you still be able to eat, you'll still be able to buy the things that you want, have the TV in you comfortable, make the people comfortable.
That
And I
famous
think,
quote from Marie Antoinette, or did she or did she not? Let them eat cake.
well, that's
Yeah.
just it. So the thing is that if you're living comfortable and you're complacent, because who wants to go to war if you're sitting in a home,
Fat and happy.
fat and happy, right? You get into your car. If it's winter, you got everything to bundle yourself up.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. In our homes today, we live better than kings and queens 200 years ago, 300 years ago.
Yeah, there's someone that talked about that. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. You go, even the king back then didn't his food. He wasn't sure if he's gonna eat, and it was past due, if you wish.
Well,
He didn't.
go. Of
He didn't take a hot shower like we do right now. He didn't have
course
Netflix,
not.
right?
No, the
Yeah,
toilets were not the way they are today.
yeah, kush,
The toilet
yeah,
system.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean? Even
yeah, yeah.
for kings and queens. So when you think about it, we are already living better than kings and queens used to live. So we have our values in our homes for the insulation stuff. So yes, I think that there's this whole thing that they're trying to look at and ushering this new age where it keeps us fat and complacent because we're happy.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I think digitization plays a big key in the crypto world and all this kind of stuff, because look, gold is unattainable, so to speak. It's not like you could say, oh, here, uh, we're going to throw gold at this person's house, go to the next door neighbor, throw gold over there, throw some gold over there, sprinkle some gold dust on this house to give them all like a same amount of monetary value or whatever. I think it's just so much easier like this when you open up your phone, and then, digitally you
Send
have,
it. Boom.
it's inside there. Your money's
There you
there, and
go.
everybody could just
There you
go, and
go. Well,
it makes sense.
that's why Bitcoin is the digital gold, because everything is digital,
Yeah,
right?
that's exactly it.
So
So
you have your baseline base money that's
yes,
digital, which is Bitcoin.
yes,
You're only
and
gonna have 21 million, and the Satoshi things are. At first, I thought it was what a horrible idea. There goes the 21 million, right? Because Satoshi's it's the unit of account. They
isn't
cut it
isn't
down.
Elon Musk Satoshi?
No, no, no. But I mean,
It's a joke, right? It's a joke.
I don't think it. Okay, here's the thing. This is what I
Okay,
really want to say. I forgot.
all right.
Really, what I forgot to say. So imagine Bitcoin. What's insane about Bitcoin? You have this guy or this girl or these group of people, I wanted to say, that invent something really, really insane.
Yeah,
And then they go, well, we can be like uber rich, like insanely rich. And they go,
Insane.
well, we'll just give it to the public. When does that happen?
Never.
Never,
Oh, no, 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 no,
never.
no,
So
never.
that's why Bitcoin, one of the reasons why Bitcoin is so much different than everything else, because Ethereum, yeah, sure, it's decentralized, but you know, the creator of it, he still has power over it.
Of course. It
Buterin,
could be argued that it is centralized because he releases them. They're already pre-mined.
he still has some a veto. He still has some power to it, like a share owner, right?
Yeah.
Bitcoin doesn't.
No.
So that's the big difference. That's it's like gold, right? Because gold, in a way, is created. You know,
Well, mining. Well, that's a
it
key
was
word right
created
there.
on Earth. Is
Yep.
it's there for everyone, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
To mine it.
Yeah.
That's the big difference between Bitcoin and the rest.
Amazing. Well, you know what? I really want to touch up on Polygon is one of the ones that you were talking about. There's Cardano, which is, we got to talk about that. And then I really love to talk about the graph and
Okay. A lot
and
of stuff to talk about. There
oh,
we
we
go.
got a lot of shows
Sky's the
for
limit.
sure. All right, man. So everybody out there, always remember: research, prepare, plan, execute, stay strong. Alex, thank you so much for being here again today.
Ciao.
On to the next show, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Betweenplays Stock Market Strategies. Hit the like and the subscribe button. Head off into our description below if you'd like to know where all of our social media links are, and also the podcast, whether it be Apple or Spotify. We will be doing interviews with CEOs, with analysts, and it's not only on the stock market itself, but also on cryptocurrencies and blockchains. We will have guest speakers. We will be doing panels. You will be able to enjoy a lot of different content. Have a great day, and always remember: research, prepare, plan, execute. Stay strong.